Alright, so is this shit on? Yeah. This is a what is this game? Let me just double check. So, Jcarver home game, $4 buy-in, knockout, 3-minute blind levels, 1K players. Alright. Hmm. Yeah, thanks, Parker Boss. You're welcome, MC Weapon. Have a good sleep, man. Hmm. Um, this is pretty close, I think. It's a lot of big blinds. I mean, both of them have to have wide ranges for this to be a call. So, like, it really depends on the small blind more than this guy, because I'm not too worried about him. He should be shoving any pair. So we're not too worried about this guy. We're more worried about what does the small blind have. Because he's the chip leader, maybe he does this with more speculative hands. Like maybe he does it with Ace 8, Ace 8, Ace 7 suited. Um, he might do this with weaker pairs, like 6s and 5s, just because he has a lot of chips. So I think this overcall is okay. Oh. Oh yeah, it looks like this is out of order. What the fuck is going on, guys? Why did this happen? Why did this happen? Why did this happen? Okay. Well, yeah, this is the hand history you sent me. Strongfold. Let me download it again, but I'm pretty sure that either you cut it off or it only saved. Yeah. It starts at this level here, 200, 400. Alright, well, I can just continue and do this, or you can send it again and I can do it another time. Alright, just continue. Alright, cool. Yeah, thanks. Alright, all in ace jack is good. Against the button raise, we probably have the best hand. It's good. I like that you analyze your hands. Thanks, Richard. Richard 05050511. I think it's good for the stream. Alright, let's see how we go with this. That's a fold. The blinds are high, so we missed the first level because the hand history messed up. But that's okay, because these high blinds, that's where a lot of the value is. So the first blinds, we'll just forget about them for this review. I would raise this because we have the chip lead. We want to put pressure on guys. So I think a suited ace in the hijack is good enough to raise. We're going all in against the two short stacks. Probably folding against this guy and definitely folding against this guy. But for me, ace 5 suited is good enough. Alright. Fold that. So this is the home game. Very, very fast blinds. So there's going to be a lot of short stacks, so we really need to try and win chips from the short stacks if possible. Be aware when we have to push all in. I would defend. Good. Just a min raise. Yeah, bad flop. No draw, no redraw against an ace high flop. Let's just give it up. That's a really bad flop. Okay, we fold that. Let's shove all in here. Well done. Because we're only risking 9 big blinds against the big blind. This guy's already all in. So let's just try and steal his big blind with an all in. Wow. Okay. All in. Good. 9 big blinds. Wow, that's a flop. Okay, now we doubled. call. Yep, ace king. Nothing to say about that. Ooh. We would have called against this guy, or I mean, shoved all in, but because the chip leader's already got involved, we have to fold. Okay. Fold that, fold that, fold, fold. Okay, let's look at this. Fold that. Alright, it only costs 400. We have a suited hand. What's going on up here? You guys see this? Yeah. Pot odds minus 6.8%. Minus 15.7 to 1. Yeah, I think we broke the program. Wait, what is going on? Alright. I guess because there's a side pot, he was all in for 260. So there is a small side pot. You can bluff, but why are we betting 2,000? Wait, did he bet? What's going on? Is my thing broken? Call, call. Okay, it looks like these just haven't gone into the middle. Alright, so the pot is 1,600 plus 600, 2,200. I think I don't mind your bluff because, you know, it's a hard board to hit, and you can represent an ace because you just limped. You can represent weak ace. You can even have a 10. But I think if you want to bluff, your bet size is way too big. The pot is 2,200, so you don't need to risk 2,000. A bet of like 1,000 is going to get the job done. So just bet 1,000. Oh, and it's a bounty. Alright, well that's perfect, man. If it's a bounty, it's an even better bluff. That's good to know. I didn't really notice that this was... Oh yeah, knockout. This is bounty. That's going to change our decision in a few situations. I'd probably raise this. I think you have a chip lead, you know, a decent stack. You can afford to steal the blinds, and you're fine going all in for 4,000. Oh, the hand history is broken. 3.6k, and you donked 2k. Alright, it's a bit more acceptable. I still think it's a little big. I'd maybe go for less than half pot, you know? So, like 1,700? 1,600? I would raise that fours. Okay, fold that. Fold. So this is a knockout tournament. Gotta remember that. Fold that. Raise, call. Okay, let's call. Well, you could shove, actually. If these guys are loose enough, this is a really good shove. Because there's already 6,900 chips in the middle, which is almost half your stack. That's huge. The pot is enormous. And this is a pretty good hand to shove as a semi-bluff. You have a blocker to strong aces, so it's less likely that they have ace-king, ace-queen, ace-jack, those kind of hands. And if you do get called, well, you've got some value because it's suited, and you have the ace-high value. So I actually prefer shoving all in, I think. I think the only situation I wouldn't shove all in is if they're both very tight. But because they've got stacks, I would assume that they're pretty loose here. So I'd shove that. I mean, an open-ender, how are you going to get a better spot than this? The pot is so big, it's 12,000, man. I'd try and win this. I'd just shove. Open-ender, you got 1 over. He could just be folding. That's the really good thing about shoving here, is he could just have 2 overcards and fold. Bit afraid that they're bounty hungry. Yeah, maybe. Well, okay, I guess if you have that read that they're loose players, then okay, just flat call. But without a solid read, I wouldn't just assume that they're bounty hungry because they're big stacks. I would assume that they're still going to play fairly standard. I would check shove that as well, because open ender, I mean, how you're going to get a better spot than that with winning. You can double up if he folds on that flop. Ace 10's good. Fold that, fold that, fold, fold. All in, all in. Good. All in, good. Fold, 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 fold. Fold, fold. All in, yeah. Suited ace in a 6 max table. In a multi-table tournament with 10 big blinds is a shove from any position. So this is a shove. Alright. So if he pushed all in, would you call? Yes. King 9 suited for 10 big blinds, or less than that actually, 9 big blinds, is definitely a call. So just treat this raise like a shove and re-shove yourself. There's still a small chance that he is bad and raise folds, which is so good. Pretty unlucky that he had ace jack, but your play there is correct. Okay. Raise. Fold ace 3 because it was very close to the bubble. Oh, okay, okay. Well, let me review that. Alright, if it's... It depends how close the bubble. How many people are in this game? 1K players. If you're on the bubble, like if this is the exact bubble, then okay, you can fold. But if there's still 50 players left of the bubble, I would just shove. It's just too far away from the bubble. It just depends. But okay, if you're on the bubble, then it's a fold. What hand was I up to? This one. Alright, this is similar. If you're saying that this is close to the bubble, then it's acceptable to fold here, because you don't want to get abused by the guy that has 70,000. You don't want him to try and put pressure on you and reshove all in. So, but yeah, if this no bubble factors, I would always steal this. Broadway combination on the button is just good enough. This is a top 25% hand. So you need to, I would raise this. Affluenza came to the table, had him marked as a calling station. Even against the calling station, it's still a good raise, because you have position. And the thing about calling stations is, okay, they might call more pre-flop, but you still have position on them. So you can decide whether you want to bet into them if you have a draw, or if you have a strong pair or something like that, and you can decide in position whether you just want to give up. I think it's way too weak to play this tight just because he's loose. This is so tight to fold this on the button. Okay, nines. Alright, shove is fine. You can just raise call for more value, but I guess this is still plus EV. Kawhi, I'll have a look at your hand after this review. Not that much longer. Fold that. Fold that. Fold that. Fold. Aces. Damn. Fold that. This one, it depends a lot on how loose this guy is. If he's very loose, because he has a chip lead, you can actually just push all in here. There's a lot of chips in the middle. There's 10,000 and you have 40,000. So you can win a quarter of your stack by just shoving and getting him to fold. And even if he calls, a flip is, it's not terrible. So I think if he's loose, I would just shovel in here. Okay. Shove. Good. Shove. Okay, that's fine. You can also min-raise call to get more value, but it kind of just depends on the opponent. Both lines are valid. Okay, I'll assume that we're in the money now. Yeah, this isn't a very good spot for you, because there's 3 people that have a big stack on this table. And yeah, it's from first position, I don't know, it's marginal. I think on a tight table I would raise it, but on this table it looks fairly loose. This guy seems to be active, so I don't mind folding this. Okay. Fold that. All in, that's fine. 15 big blinds. Fold that. Fold. Yeah, this is similar to the King 10, but I think the Queen 10 suited slightly better for me to raise with the extra suited value. So I think because we folded the last time we were under the gun, I would just raise this. Maybe they'll give us credit this time. It's a slightly better hand. You don't have to, though. The fold is acceptable on a loose table. I'd probably steal this. I think an ace in the cutoff is good enough against street players. I just min-raise, try and steal the blinds. Playing a little bit tight for my liking. This is super tight. This is definitely not a fold. You can actually just profitably shove all in here. So you can also just raise. Both of those lines are way better than folding. Okay, last hand. Okay, all in with ace king. And we lose a flip. There wasn't too much to talk about there, Strongfold. Your game is pretty solid. I think you're slightly on the tight side. In multi-table tournaments, when you're on the exact bubble, it's okay to be tight. But I don't know. I think, yeah, you're just a bit on the tight side. Maybe loosen up a little bit from late position. That would be my advice.